Okay guys, so I'm gonna make a small demo of Pando for those who can't make it to AraCon. So as you probably know, if you're looking at the video, is that Pando is a distributed VCS, like a distributed alternative to Git, which does not use Git underneath, but like a new VCS we've been building from scratch to be natively compatible with a blockchain workflow and an IPFS-based storage layer. So let's play a little with that stuff. So uh, let's first init a repo. Okay, there it is. So now, as you can see, well, there are a couple of commands already implemented. More features are gonna be added uh, during the next couple of months. But well, there are already a couple of stuff you can play with. Um, First thing are the fibers. So you have this thing in Pando which are called fibers, which is some kind of an equivalent of Git branches, except that these fibers are totally autonomous and independent from each other. So let's say I want to create a new fiber, go dev. Let's switch to that fiber. Okay, so now I'm on the branch there. So as you can see, there is nothing there. So let's say now I just touch one file. Okay. On the status to see what's going on. Okay, so now I can track test.md. So basically, there it's kind of different from Git. You don't have to add files each time you want to commit something. We have taken inspiration from the Gitless workflow, which is some kind of a layer over Git. Some people have been working on. They've made a huge like design research work to try to identify what are the flows from Git from user perspective. So we've been really inspired by that stuff. So well, the workflow is kind of different. One of the cool stuff is that you can switch back to master. As you can see, we haven't committed anything, but we can switch back to master. And well, as you can see, the file is not there because the fibers are all independent. So you can go to one fiber, make any test you want, any modification you want, switch back to another fiber, and you won't lose your changes. Yes, if I go back to dev. Okay, now I have the file. So, well, there would be much more to say about this fiber mechanism, but anyhow. So now what we are going to play with is like the on-chain coordination of this BCS of Pando. So basically the idea that one of the reasons Pando is not Git is because you don't have this idea of having like push rights over a repo or something. Every commit basically has to go through a pull request mechanism. So, and then this pull request is handled at the governance layer of your DAO. So you can deploy a governance scheme where everything is going to work more or less like on Git. So you can give push rights to these people. The idea to some people, but the idea is that you have a more like democratic or voting based workflow, so people can vote, the token holder can vote to decide what to integrate, what pull requests to accept, and what pull requests to reject, but also to quantify the value of these pull requests so that the developer who have pushed that pull request are going to be granted a given amount of governance token if their pull request is merged. So basically, you have this idea that when you contribute to the repo, you gain governance power over this repo. So let's deploy a new DAO. Let's call it Aragon Black. Okay, so now my DAO is like deployed in chain and like safely stored in my local databases to access it. I also need to deploy a new organism, which is the pando equivalent of a GitHub remote repository. So let's call it AraCon API. Let's put it in the organization AraCon Black. Okay, let's see. So now if I do push a pull request with from that repo, uh, basically it's not going to be super interesting for demonstration purpose, because when I had deployed that DAO, I've been automatically granted one governance token. So I'm the only token holder. So basically every pull requests I'm going to push are going to be accepted by default. So what I'm going to do is like open new repo in another like folder. I'm going to configure Pando to use another account from within that other repo. So let's do that. Okay, so this is how I connect to the Ethereum blockchain, and I choose my account. We are going to have an integration with Frame pretty soon. Okay, nice. So now what I need to do is to like import this already deployed organization and organism. So to that new repo. Oh no, not AraCon, sorry, Pando. Okay, and now we also need to add this remote repo, so we need its address too. Okay, so now as you can see there, I have a couple of files. So what I'm going to do is just track some of these files. So I'll just drag the dir app.js file. Okay, so now if I do not a git, sorry. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to push a pull request. I'm going to open a pull request to with this new code base to the AraCon API repo in the AraCon Black organization. And so this will going to open a vote, and I'm going to be able with my first account to vote on whether or not I do want to accept or I want to reject this pull request, and how much value I grant, how much governance token I grant to the author of the pull request. So this pull request is called an individuation model. So okay. And let's say like my first individuation. So when you do push this kind of individuation, basically all your code base is pinned into an external IPFS node to be accessible from anywhere. Otherwise, when you just work locally, your content never leaves your local folder. So basically, until you push something, everything is local for privacy reason. Okay, so now I need the address of this DAO, and I'm going to be able to browse it like from the front end. So let's go and play with it. Okay, so as you can see now, I have like a request for individuation. So I can go there, let's say, oh, the code. So we have a code browser, which is able to fetch the code base stored on IPFS, and I can browse through it. We have basic syntax and lightning. All the conversation, which are like the issues, are going to come very soon. Well, not very soon, but soon. We are going to work with the team from the planning suite to make this work. So yeah, let's say, well, that's a nice piece of code. So I'm able, I'm willing to lose my majority. I'm going to give you more token than I already have. So let's do that. That's that nice red spec description. Okay, nice. So this has been accepted. So we have been accepted to grant two native lineage token to this guy for the code he has pushed. And now we have to decide whether or not we're going to merge or reject the individuation. So I can, as long as I have not accepted, like merge the pull request, this token won't be granted for real. So let's say I accept it. Okay, that's great. So now my pull request has been accepted. Uh, and so I can go back to my first repo and just make like a pool. Um, so I'm going to need to fetch the head of this remote repo of this organism. And now if I have a look at my folders, yes, we have the latest head, the latest state of the pool of the remote repo, which is fetched. So, well, this is a basic demo. Looking forward to meet you all in AraCon and see you soon.